I'm on live, so I'm just going to talk a little bit before I start. I'm going to start at 12 o'clock on the dot. I'm looking forward to this. It's the first time I've done it. I don't know, can you see if I'm live on there for me, Lorraine?
You're not.
I'm not. You're on my web page. I think you go on the web page. Yeah, I'm on there live. Can you see me now?
Yeah, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me, that's fine. I don't mind that. You can give me a thumbs up if you want on there. No, on that. No, not in a literal one. One on the camera. Number 3, I3. Don't worry. Got everything ready. We're starting very shortly. Wave.
Me.
Phil Brett's watching and Jill Nielsen, Jill Reevely. How are you, Jill? I was going to mention your mother's lovely roast pork. She cooks a wonderful roast pork, Mrs. Reevely. And Philip Davies, where are you? You should be at work. You probably are at work watching. I'll make a start. What time is it, please, on there, Lorraine? Tom Davis might want to
11:57.
calm down a bit. Yeah, I'm just going to start. I've got 3 minutes, Tom. So nice and calm and ready to go. Jill Nielsen. Jill. Francis Reevely. Are we ready?
Are you live now?
I'm live, I'm here, yeah.
Everyone can watch you.
Yeah, they can watch it. Don't worry about it.
Don't slurp your tea then.
That's the camera, the criteria.
This keeps going back. This keeps repeating itself here.
Right, I'm going to make a start in a couple of minutes.
This repeats itself.
Don't worry about it. See what Tom's got to say. Needs to pan down, can't see the ingredients. Yeah, I'm going to pan down a little bit later on, Tom. I need to talk to the people first, and then we'll get all the ingredients in and what we're doing. Make an introduction. Can you tell me what time it is, please?
11:58.
It's 2 minutes to go. Lovely. Thanks, Tom. I'm sorry that you're not here to edit everything properly for me, Tom. But no doubt we'll have get better as we get along. Bit wet here this morning in South Nutfield. Not snow like up in the north. I saw from Lizzie that it was snowing in Leeds. I presume it's going to be wet and windy and snowing in Middlesbrough. Normally is. Tom said he'll put his invoice in later. You can always try, son. I'll make a start in a very minute when he says 12.
59.
One more minute to go and then we're going to make a start. Lovely jubbly.
12 o'clock.
Jill, I know it's horrible in Middlesbrough. It normally is.
12 o'clock.
It's 12 o'clock. And welcome, Chris Davies here in a slightly damp South Nutfield, I have to say. But it's quite warm, not too bad. And this morning, or at lunchtime, let's say, I'm going to make, getting ready for Christmas. I'm going to make 3 different types of stuffing. I'm going to talk you through it, how to do it, how easy it is, and get it ready to put into the freezer. This year, I want to be ready for Christmas. I'm going to be doing, first of all, I'm going to be doing a Gordon Ramsay recipe It's actually a vegan chickpea, thyme, lemon, chilli and garlic stuffing. I find it rather odd. It's a vegan stuffing, but it puts it into a chicken. Anyway, so I have done that slightly differently. I've done it without putting it into a chicken, obviously, and I'm going to do it on a stove top. Secondly, I'm going to do Mrs. Hargreaves' recipe for sage and onion stuffing. It's a good Yorkshire recipe, all the way from Wakefield. It's a really nice recipe, really simple, and really good to put into the Christmas bird, if you have a bird or whatever, but it's sage and onion stuffing. Please, please, please don't use Paxo. Well, I have to send some Paxo to my daughter who's in Qatar. And finally, I'm doing my mother's chestnut stuffing. It's a family favourite. It's a real family. We always have it at Christmas time. We like it cold. We like it with sandwiches in Christmas Eve. Oh, sorry, the Christmas evening when we've all eaten. So, without further ado, I'm going to take you through the very first one we've got. And bear with me with the camera because I'm not very good with it. But we're going to have a look down here at the ingredients. The first thing I'm going to do is I've got 2 tins of chickpeas, which I've got some thyme in and some grated lemon zest. Beautiful lemons, juicy lemons as they're called. I'll tell you about that later. And then I've roasted some garlic and some lemon itself roasted. I've also roasted a chilli. Now let me just have a go at this. Right. So what we do is we take the lemon zest. I've already put some in. Put a bit more lemon zest into the chickpeas. Beautiful smell, aroma this morning. And then I've got the cooked lemon, which I've already roasted. Just cut that in half. So get all the flesh out, put the flesh into the basket like so. So it all comes out. I might need a spoon for that, just to scoop it out. So scoop the lemon into the basket. I'm going to push it through like that. And then I've got some garlic here, which I've roasted. And if you've ever had roasted garlic, it really is delicious. It's really quite sweet, not quite too strong. So don't be worried about it. It's a whole head of garlic that I've done. I've tried to replicate it being roasted. It's been in the oven for quite a while. So that goes into the sieve. I'm just going to try and push it through. The garlic lemon ointment, I call it. It's really smelling good. Don't be worried about the amount of garlic. It's just absolutely fine. So let's do that. Scoop this garlic mess, I call it, into the chickpeas. Beautiful. Now I'm going to add the chilli. Now I've roasted this red chilli earlier on. You can use as many chilies as you like. It depends on whether you like chilli or not. I quite like chilli. Lorraine doesn't like it too much, so we'll use half a chilli, and it's nicely roasted. And try and don't put the seeds in if you don't like it too hot. So just put that in there like so. I'm going to mix it up. It's smelling quite good actually, guys. And of course, because it's vegan, we're using a drop of olive oil. You can use butter, but obviously we're not going to do it. We're going to leave it very vegan. So we just put them in there. They're quite warm. And the next thing we do is we just mash them a little bit. We'll just push through. You don't have to mash them, but you can do. I like them mashed. It makes sure that the flavours just get in to the stuffing itself. Now you can serve this separately, or you can serve it with whatever you're choosing on Christmas Day. Now let's just have a little taste, shall we? Not the garlic spoon, the ordinary spoon. A little bit of salt. And a little bit of black pepper, which I use. You can feel the heat and smell. Oh, taste it. It's really nice. So just give that a quick stir, and that's, I think, going to be ready. Let it cool down before we put it in the freezer. Now, we've got a wonderful garlicky, lemony, with the fresh thyme out of the garden, chilli, wonderful, very nice indeed. So we're just going to get rid of this. I really enjoyed that one. That's very nice. Now, I'm going to move on to the next stuffing, which is Mrs. Hargreaves' sage and onion stuffing. Mrs. Hargreaves is the mother of my next door neighbour, and he often gives me one or two of her recipes. She's got some wonderful recipes. She's a Yorkshire lass, you see, from Wakefield originally, and she's got this really nice recipe for sage and onion stuffing. Please, please, please try and make your own. Don't go down the route of making Paxo, as nice as it might be. Right, I'm going to start off with, I've got 3 chopped onions, medium-sized onions, but 3 of them. And don't cut them too finely, cut them quite nicely and chunky. Put it in there, like so. Put the stove on. And then we're going to put some water with it. Now, I use my trusty NCO2 mug. Awful plug, isn't it? I know, but there you go. Let's put it in here. And it's just probably about enough to cover the onions themselves. And now we're going to add the sage. I'm using dried sage because I haven't got any fresh one. I've got a bit in the garden, but not much. So what we do is we take 6 ounces, about 6 ounces of fresh breadcrumbs. Now, I use white breadcrumbs. I don't recommend we use wholemeal or brown breadcrumbs, just never quite the same. So, the first thing we're going to do is add 1.5 teaspoons, maybe 2 teaspoons, straight in here. Hi, Matt Packham, how are you? Nice to see that you're watching. Ros Holton, I know you've made your stuffing already, but nice to see you here. So I've added the sage to the bread mix, and once this has got to the boil, we'll add the water. Now I'm also got a little tip for you here. I'm also adding, can you see in here, some dried cranberries, which I've just put a drop of water on. They are very, very nice and very, very plump and very Christmassy, so let's have it. So I just put a spoonful or 2 of cranberries. You can use whatever you want. You could put apricots in. You could even put sausage meat in it as well, but I'm keeping mine vegetarian. So that's my cranberries in there. Very nice. I love cranberries. They're very good for you. Now, excuse me while I have a slurp of tea. It is tea, nothing else, I promise you. Well done. Now, I'm going to add to this some butter. And again, butter, it's Christmas time, come on, let's have butter. Let's not have... I know you can't see what's going on with the food, Tom, because I'm busy. Yes, sage onion stuffing with turkey is absolutely perfect, Ros. It's just wonderful. you can actually make this stuffing, take it out and put it into your turkey, your bird later on. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to try with the camera and show you. You can see, I'm going to add all the onions and water into the breadcrumb mix. Be careful, I don't want to be silly. Oops. So that's going to go in there like so. It's smelling nice, it's smelling like proper stuffing. Right, so that's in there. I'll just mix it up. Now, if it is too dry, we add a little bit of water to it. But I think it's going to be about right. I've added butter as well. Got to have butter in the stuffing, haven't you? Particularly this one, sage onion. Gosh, Mrs. Hargreaves, it's smelling great. Well done. Just get it, good mix in it. You can have it as soft as you want. The thing is with sage onion stuffing is it can be used as a stuffing in the bird, if you like, or it can be used cooked separately. Some people do. My own mum used to cook it separately as well. Yeah, I know. My camera woman is here, telling me off. Oh no, you can't see in the bowl because there's nothing to be there. It's just anyway. So that stuffing now is in my bowl, as you can see it. Can you see it? I hope you can. It's about the right consistency for me, and it's smelling rather nice. We're going to have a little taste, make sure. One thing I haven't done. Not yet. Bit of salt. And a bit of pepper. No, Matt Packham, I won't be on the red wine just yet. I'm still drinking mid-morning tea. It might be nice to get on the red wine now later on. And in fact, I can tell you a secret, I have bought some very special red wine for Christmas lunch. I bought an auction site. Some Premier Cru Bordeaux wine. Right, another taste. Make sure that the flavour is just so nice. Very, very sagey. Now, if you're using fresh sage, probably use a bit more. Got to see what's been said here. You can use about twice as much fresh sage as you would use dried sage, so it's not a problem at all.
Tom says
Now, yes, camera lady, what would you say?
Your son says put it down.
Put it
I
down.
can't see the food.
Right, well, let's have a look. You can probably see now that the bowl is got the stuffing in it, the chickpeas in it. Hopefully you can see it, hopefully. I'm going to go back now. Yes, Matt, it's far better to use fresh. Absolutely, fresh is best. Although I quite like a bit of Paxo stuffing as well. Not too bad. Now, I'm going to go on to my third stuffing of the day. I'm going to tell you a little story before we do that. These are lemons. My mum used to always say there was a character in Middlesbrough town centre called Juicy Lemons. He used to sell, obviously, fruit and veg, and that was his sort of monocle. He sold juicy lemons. She often used to say, pop down and see Juicy, will you? Get me some tomatoes or whatever. So the mythical Juicy Lemons. There we go. What's Tom saying? Yes, I know I should have, Tom, but never mind. Right, now I'm on to the third stuffing now. I'm going to use chestnut stuffing. It's my mum's recipe. It's rather nice and it works beautifully. And in here I've got equal amounts of sausage meat and chestnut puree, which I obviously buy it in a tin or a packet. The same amount of sausage meat as opposed to chestnut puree. Now a little tip for you, if you're using sausage meat, try it out first. Fry it a little bit, because you never know quite what the seasoning is like of the sausage meat until you've tried it, so that's the best way. So we have the same weight of shredded onion. It's just shredded by hand, this one. If you've got a machine, great, use it. So in goes the same amount of onion, a little bit, 2 sticks of shredded celery. Again, lovely smell and aroma. In they go. And my secret ingredient. My mum never used these, but I've used them. They are diced chestnuts. Now, you should have cooked chestnuts ready to go in. So I'm going to put them, gives it just a little bit more texture than you might want. So we'll just put that in as well. And using my mixer, I'll just beat it up a little bit. Now, I also add some chicken stock, but don't add too much chicken stock. You don't want this too wet here. It's such a nice stuffing. It really is fantastic. And I really implore you to do it. We all love it, don't we, kids? Our Philip thinks it's marvellous, so does Tom, and Katie when she's home. Unfortunately, you won't be seeing Katie this Christmas. She's stuck in Qatar, where she's going out for Christmas lunch, by the way, so don't worry about that. So she'll get a nice Christmas lunch made by a lady from Halifax. Can't be bad. So, what we've done is we've just paddle beated that mixture, and again, I've got to add salt and pepper. Now I use white pepper for this mixture. It often works better. A bit of white pepper, a bit of salt. Now again, you can use ordinary salt. I'm using low salt. I'll use it all the time. Saxa's product. So that's nice and ready. Lovely. Right, I'm now going to bag it, if you like, because I said to you I want to be ready for Christmas. There was always a bit of a mad panic in our house. My mother was wasn't the greatest organiser, but she did some really nice things. One thing she used to do was she always cooked on Christmas Day. My father never ever cooked Christmas lunch. He never cooked much anyway. He had to go and collect the waifs and strays from the town. It was my mother's aunts, and he'd always come back with 1 or 2 very odd people who know where to go for Christmas. Quite often Frank the groundsman from the cricket club used to come. My dad was quite good like that. He'd always find somebody to bring back for Christmas lunch. Never mind. Right. Yeah, it was good chat, my dad. So there you go. Now I've got the 3 stuffings made. What we're going to do is we're going to freeze these stuffings in bags. Now let me show you this. I've got 3 bags already done, and I've labelled it quite clearly what's in it and the date. I know many a time my wife goes mad that I put stuff in the freezer, don't label it and don't put the date on it. It's very important to do that. So I'm going to be well ahead of Christmas this time. Right, so as this has chestnut on it, let's be the first to put this into here. So we just spoon our mixture. But it smells rather nice. Won't be eating it, of course, it's raw sausage. But nice thing is to put this in the freezer, get it ready, get it out the day before Christmas Eve, get out the freezer, and off you go. And you can use it to stuff the bird as well. We don't actually do that. We use it, we have it cook it separately because we rather like to have it with sandwiches and things like that, so we don't want it stuck in the bird. Now if you are stuffing your turkey or bird, stuff the neck. Don't put it all down in the cavity. Right, so that's one bag of chestnut stuffing all ready to go. And we're going to take the air out of it in a minute. So that's the chestnut stuffing. This is my favourite, the sage and onion. Coming through now. Any of our students at Nelson College, I hope you're watching. And I hope you're doing some cooking as well. Let's just put some stuffing in here. Yeah, our students have had a hard time at Wilson, not being to come in very much. They've been doing a lot of remote work, and obviously they haven't been on any trips. We haven't done our bake away because of COVID, so it's all been a bit unusual this year. So here we go, my sage onion stuffing with cranberries. Delicious. It smells fantastic, and believe me, it will taste fantastic. Now, I haven't quite worked out the intricacies of live and whether I can put the recipe on live, but I will certainly put it later on. So if you want to watch it, that'd be no problem whatsoever. Hello Margaret Walters, hope you're good. Your mum used to cook for us as well at Christmas, didn't she? Mrs. Olive Vanderweg. Lovely. Right, let's put this in here. So that's our stuffing put away in that bag. So another bag of stuffing, there you go. Sage and onion stuffing with the date on it, 4th of December 2020. Again, please be doing that. Now, finally, I'm going to put my chickpeas into the bag. The old vegan stuffing, very popular in this day and age. People always like it. So let's put it in. The old vegan stuffing, eh? Never thought I'd be saying that. It can be spicy if you're not careful, so be careful on the amount of chilli you put into this stuffing. Please, please, please. Oh, lovely job. Right, that's 3 bags of stuffing ready to go in the freezer. Now before I finish, I want to just have a plug. I know it's awful, isn't it? For my nieces. And our Beth Edwards, who's just opened a brand new cake shop called the Cake Studio in Sedgefield. Now, if you need any cakes, have a look at Beth, have a look at her website, the Cake Studio of Sedgefield. She not only is a great decorator of cakes, she makes very good cakes as well. A bit like her mother, my sister Jane. And also, this runs in the family. My other nieces are Mel and Charlotte. We've got a nice little business called the Pop Box UK, and it's in Nottingham. So it's really a nice thing, and they do some fantastic flavours. You know, cappuccino flavoured popcorn. Have you ever had that? And I had some very nice curried popcorn with with coconut. It's a very nice, unusual dish. So have a look at that, Pop Box UK. Abby Bracewell, I hope you're well. Hope you're doing well. And look, here's Chris Morgan. Any dangerous something for... And here, oh, no, there is no danger whatsoever, Chris Morgan. He wants to know, is there any danger of a naked chef? So there you go, no, there isn't. So, I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been a good project for myself. I've enjoyed doing it. I hope the students enjoy it. Now, comments are always welcome. I'm looking for some ideas for something to do next week because I'm going to go live next week again. Hopefully my camera work will be a bit better. I'll speak to the expert, Tom, my son, and we'll get something right. So anyway, I'm now going to leave you to it and say cheerio, and thank you very much indeed for listening. I don't know how many of you are out there. I know there's been a few, but come back and see us. Stay safe. Come and see us in South Nutfield. Bye.